I started the recording. Okay. So yeah, that's good. And uh, we have been internally discussing what we will do. I think once we have one or more sessions, I think like we can then we already started the process of documenting and all.
Okay.
It's going a little bit back and forth. I think it will in a couple of days. We will find a rhythm in there once we have full understanding. We were getting very good um, comfort level already, but there are still, the more we discuss in the back, the more questions pop up.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
So those questions are also answered, and then we can. I think in a week, I think definitely we can start development or something. But we will document all the requirements and then pass it by you. That is the plan. And then before going to development, and obviously we can always get ready for the development. That part can go in parallel. No, not a
Okay.
problem, right?
Perfect.
Yeah. So let me see.
Is that your microphone or mine? That's static.
I'm not hearing any. Uh, Let me mute it. See if you hear any static. Okay, I will mute it once again.
Okay.
Okay, now how about now?
Now no sound. So I think the static must be on your end.
Okay, let me try putting the headphones. I can also try joining again. Let me try that.
You want to try to just join again?
Yeah, let me try. Let me try that. Daniel, how is it now?
Yeah, it seems a little bit better. Yeah, I don't think the static is mostly gone. Yeah.
Oh, mostly gone. Okay, I put my headphone this time.
Okay.
Okay. So good. Let me open up. Maybe I can ask a few questions what we have discussed yesterday. So how far is your commute?
Oh, it's not so bad. It's only like 15 minutes.
Oh, 15 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Good morning,
Hey, hey, Neeraj.
good morning,
Hey, good morning, Neeraj.
good morning. Sorry, I got little late.
No, it's okay. I'm surprised I came on time.
Okay. You have to come through traffic or?
Yeah, usually there's some traffic, so I come between usually 8:45 is normal, but today was not so bad. So
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Good. So
so
yeah.
the only thing I'm having is Banu's microphone is a little staticky, so I hope we can uh, understand each other a little.
Mhm.
That's all.
Oh, okay.
I will put on my mute for most of the time, so whenever I will
Okay.
unmute myself whenever I have to talk to.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So yeah. It was a very good session yesterday. In fact, I didn't get a chance to go through it one more time completely, but I did started it. So there are a few things probably maybe you will be providing. One is a standard takeoff list, right? Something we talk about yesterday.
Yep. Let me start to take some notes here so I can give me a task list to do.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Actually, hold on for a second. Let's
Sure.
do this the right way. Okay. All right. Make myself a nice Outlook task.
Okay.
So first thing is to do a standard takeoff list.
Yes, yeah. Means we still when we design the system, we'll try to make it generic, but still maybe it would be good idea if you can share that all as well.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing is
So Niran, what is that list that you're asking? Neil, say it again.
a standard takeoff list.
Standard takeoff list.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And another question I have, right, in on takeoff, right?
Yep.
If you can share your screen and we can open that Excel again.
Yeah. You can do that right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I can.
Okay, hold on.
And then other thing also, if you want to put in your notes, is a cost table.
Mm-hmm.
You want to simplify it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cost table simplified. And right now we're just start with one standard cost table. Maybe
Yes.
in the future we can give you another cost table.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
That should be fine.
All right, sharing my screen. Let's go to Excel. Okay, let me open the
Yeah.
generic one.
Yes. Yeah.
Bedford process mission. And let me just copy this to the desktop so we can mess with it.
Sure.
Okay.
So if we go to takeoffs here.
Yep.
So here so I understand that, okay, in takeoff we will first enter the facility name,
Mm-hmm.
and then we will enter as like a defined zone, which is 101A1,
Mm-hmm.
and it will and then we will have the description showed up, and then how you are connecting this uniformat here.
Let me open one other file I think has better takeoff information.
Okay.
Let me just make sure. So this is another one. Okay, so this project has some more takeoff information. You can see that we did more takeoffs
Right.
here.
Okay.
So the question is, how are we connecting the uniformat code to the actual item?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
I think it's just dependent. So for instance, this is a little simplified. See, we just have zone 101 and exterior walls. And because we're measuring the brick wall here, on the east elevation of this building.
Okay.
There's a brick material, and that's 328 square feet. So that's it. That's because this is an exterior wall. That's the code.
Okay, just a second, let me understand. So with this exterior wall, but there are a lot of 101, and
These are all the components of this building 101. So in building or zone 101 or building 101, however you want to call it.
okay.
I did a takeoff the full gross area of the building, and
Mhm.
we put that under floor construction. We measured all of the elevation. You know what I'm talking about when I say elevations?
Yeah.
Meaning the facade. So each elevation, you
Mhm.
know, is we have brick material, that much square foot. There's a storefront, as you know, that's the kind of entrance opening. That's
Mhm.
there. We have wood shingles, that's that much. And then there's another elevation with more brick. So all of that goes on exterior walls, basically. And
Okay.
it's like this one, this is takeoffs for the number of windows. So that goes under this code, B2020 exterior windows.
Okay.
Um, we have to count the number of exterior doors, and so there's a code for that.
Okay.
It's making sense?
Yeah.
So basically, we're taking off all of the components of this building 101 and just quantifying it here.
Oh,
So the
okay. So
so the uniformate code, do we just copy paste the element and do we just, this is not a pick list or anything, right, in the Excel sheet? So you copy this from some other sheet because you know exactly what to bring it to the takeoffs.
like from the scope,
Yeah.
You mean do I?
Beca- because in the scope, right, you are identifying all the class and uniformat.
Yeah. So same thing in this project. You know, we have class exterior vertical enclosure, and we are gonna use these codes.
Right. Okay. Yeah. B2010, 2020, 2015. Yeah. So from here, right, you copy to take off.
Yeah, I just copied like if I need B2020, I just copy that, put it
Mhm.
here, and just paste it like that.
Okay.
It could have made it smarter. I could make this a pull down or something, but it
Yeah.
was just easier to just
Copy
just
and paste.
copy paste. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what we are trying to understand the connection, right? From the design side of it, that we have a building here, and then you will have a code. We will need that, right? Because right now probably you didn't enter the code here, right? You leave it like
yeah,
that,
just
but
yeah,
it has to come from the zones, right? Where you are defining,
exactly.
right?
So
So.
this facility, this project was
Mhm.
only, see, this project was a lot easier. It was only two facilities,
Mhm.
and I didn't even have to break it out into different zones. This one building was one zone, so
Okay.
it was very simple. So, um, you know what I'm saying? So there were
Right.
not multiple zones in any of these facilities. It was just one zone, one building, and we just have two buildings we were looking at.
And
Um,
these are two different portfolio, or these are two different buildings and for
these
the
are
same.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. So I did break this out into zones. So on the other sheet, I sort of skipped a step. So see, I don't have a facilities tab here.
Mm-hmm.
On this project, I have a facilities tab, and this is talking about there are just two facilities or buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I can say they both. I'm interchanging those words. So
Okay.
this project is only two facilities, and
Okay.
then I go to the zones tab, and you can see I did break this. So building 101
Mm-hmm.
has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zones,
Right.
and building 102 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zones.
And one more question. So you have two buildings, right? And you are assessing. This is a one project, right? You are working on.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is a portfolio of two
Mm-hmm.
buildings.
Two buildings. Yeah.
The other one was a portfolio of what, 10 buildings, something like
Right.
that.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
So this was easier. So, and there's, that many zones. Same thing, we established which uniformat codes we're going to use. And I sort of skipped this. I should have filled this in with this, should have the actual elements inside of the uniformat code. Like here, I should have written exterior wall,
And it will be a same for all the projects, right? This
Yeah.
scope is a kind of a master table.
Yes. Yeah. This uniformat list is a master list.
But how about element and inclusion? That also must part of master list,
I
right?
can make this a master list too. So I can make this a standardized list.
Standardized. Yeah.
Yep.
So maybe if you can put in a notes,
Yep.
this also. Yeah.
Create standardized element.
But it will always be connected with the scope list, right?
Yeah, it will always be connected to a uniformat. Yep.
And uniformat is always connected to the class.
Yep.
Got it.
So class is the highest, uniformat is the second highest, and element is the third, and that's it.
Okay. So now we are here, and now if we can go to takeoff,
Yep.
going back to the, so we know the zone. So right now, let's say you have all 101s here, right? But if you go to zone, we have 101 A, B, C. So why we don't have those here?
Those are on the bottom. See, they're showing up here.
Oh, okay.
There's more.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Then it clarifies. Okay, in the bottom we have 101A, 101.
And
Okay.
usually, if you notice 101 with no letter on it, usually that's called the shell, and the shell of a building is usually just the outside of it, like the outside walls, the roof.
Okay.
We call and like just the floors. So just the basic shell of the building, we call that we put that usually in the top number 101. And then if we have to subdivide inside, like, so I made a basement zone, ground floor zone. This was a church, so it's sanctuary zone and a gallery zone, and I made a roof zone too. So basically on the shell, if you see, these are all shell kind of, let me highlight this.
Okay.
That is all shell related things. So all exterior walls, exterior windows, exterior doors, and exterior roofing. Actually, this should be 101D, but so.
Okay.
And then, so on the inside, so zone 101A was the basement. And 101A, these things are all about basement stuff. So see, I have the basement gross area. I have the basement interior doors, four of them. I have a square footage of the kind of flooring that they have. They have concrete flooring everywhere.
Okay.
And that's by room. So those are all the kind of takeoffs that we need.
Yeah. And yeah, go ahead.
This like doing this takeoff stuff, like I was mentioning, is a lot easier to do if we had one of those 3D models.
Right.
Otherwise, I have to open some PDF floor plans and just manually count and trace everything. And this project, we didn't make any models. I can show you the drawings.
Okay.
Let me open a new. So they only gave us. Let's see, let me open this with Acrobat. So this is a whole drawing set,
Okay.
black and white drawings, and basically, you know, let me find something like this is, so these are the three floor plans. This is basement, first floor, and second floor.
Okay.
And literally, you know, I count all the windows in here,
Okay.
and there are different types too. So you can see on, that's what this code is for, A, B, B1, C, D. There are 6 different kinds of windows,
Okay.
you know, different sizes or whatever. So there's 26 type B windows in zone 101.
Okay.
And that is just by me manually counting this from this drawing set.
Wow.
So sometimes it's going to be like this where you know, somebody has to just manually do the takeoff quantities from
Okay.
like PDFs like this, or sometimes I can use those Revit models and I can, you know, I can extract the information, maybe put it in some kind of Excel document, and we can hopefully find a way to import that into the app.
Right. So, initially, right, we are not looking any kind of connecting with the external tools like any data modeling or anything, right? Everything will
Yeah.
be manual.
Yeah. So right now, I mean, so this was the program I showed you yesterday, Revit.
Right.
There's a lot of ways to actually programmatically connect to a Revit model. You can make a database connection, ODBC connection.
Okay.
You can do C# scripting.
Okay.
There is an API in here, but
Okay.
we're not going to do any of that. I think the easiest thing is to come up with maybe some kind of spreadsheet template,
Okay.
and maybe use the template to import the stuff into the app. Is that
Uh,
like, so this is a
mhm.
this is a table of all the doors
Right.
in
Yes.
this model. I can export this. The easiest thing, see, I can do database connection and all kinds of things. But
Okay.
the easiest thing is I can just export this as a
Okay.
CSV file. So this gets exported,
Okay.
and if I open this in, let me go back to Excel. So see that table now,
Okay.
that table is now here in Excel. So, and we can format this any way you want,
Okay.
so that we can get it into the app.
So in a nutshell, anything that is coming from Revit model, they're like takeoffs automatically, right? It is not like a scope list or anything. It's already been identified as takeoffs, right?
Yeah, these are the takeoffs.
Takeoffs. Okay.
So you know, what I would do is, you know, see, these are doors. These are exterior doors. So I would add one more column here, and I would put the
code.
I put the code in exterior doors, and just, I'm doing this really fast, you know, but that would be the table. Exterior doors, you know, and then this is the type, and really I just need the count here, you know, so.
Okay, so that count is 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would put, actually, I would reformat this. So I'd say 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There's one of each of these, you know.
Right.
This is the mark is just the number of the door, you know, that's door number 150.
Okay.
So
And then
it's much easier to do this in Revit because it's all automatically calculating it for me. You know, it's counting everything, it's telling me all the different types. It tells me if it's an exterior door or interior door. So actually, this should be 20. This should be the interior door code.
okay. Yeah, function is interior. Okay.
Yeah.
So one more question, Neil. In the app, Power App, once we add it and then start adding nodes and all, so once we're into some process, we already have all the elements and everything is already imported and everything. So what are the chances of deleting an existing one versus adding a new one? Is this ongoing process or pretty much whatever we start in the beginning is the set in stone?
So can I maybe ask the question differently? Are you saying once you do these takeoffs, do you have to add or subtract anything?
Yeah, over the time.
No.
Nothing.
No,
Okay.
because this is just existing
Data.
existing data from the facilities. You know, we're not changing anything. So the whole facility assessment, there's no construction work, there's no new work happening. It's just existing conditions. Whatever is out there, that's what gets assessed. So we don't have to, unless it's a mistake, you know what I mean? If we made a mistake counting something, then we have to add or subtract something. But if you do this once and you do it right, that's the list for the whole project.
Okay. Cool.
So now if you can go to takeoffs again.
Yep.
So here, right, let's say all the can you go to doors here, doors and windows? Yeah, windows are here. Okay,
Yep.
101, 10, yeah, and exterior doors are here. So what you showed is, right, you export it from there and some like you copy paste it here. But in the app, right, since you have, if there is a large building, then we have to think about how you guys can do a easy data entry, or is there any way where we can import the file and process it?
Exactly. One or the other. I mean, possibly both, you know. It's either easy data entry or we come up with I think we come up with an Excel template.
Okay.
We fill that out and then you can import the Excel file. What's your thought?
Yeah, but Excel upload, right? You will do multiple Excel upload, like one for door, one for windows, one for maybe flooring, or you will prepare a one Excel with every single thing in it and then upload it.
What do you? I think it could go either way. We could do either.
Multiple uploads, because if we do multiple uploads, then already there will be a data, then it will be kind of addition to whatever we have. Okay.
It would be like this, right? This takeoff list, what we see, this could be imported directly.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
And there are how many items we have here in this Excel? Just for an example, this takeoff.
This is a small building. We have 116 items.
Okay. And how big it can go?
Well,
just understanding the.
I think I don't think it's probably like 100 items per building.
Per building. Okay. So not that much. It's not very like thousands of.
Yeah, not thousands. I'd say hundreds. You know.
Hundreds. Okay. Okay, so yeah, this is good. So because here, if we there is a lot of like, if you have to manually enter 100 line item, then it's no good. Then it will be kind of a problem.
Yeah.
But then other thing what we have to think about, right? Uh, mm, the zone what you are creating, then we have to standardize that one because somehow this takeoff has to link with the facility or zones what we create.
That's right. Yes.
So what we upload from Excel has to somehow, you have to think about how it will be connected because that Excel will be kind of a generic, right? What we are building, but
Mhm.
when we upload it, or we have to come up with some kind of convention
Well,
because
would
it
you
has to.
key would
Yeah.
do you have to key it to the zone and
Zone.
the uniformat or
Yes, yeah,
just the
that's.
zone?
I think uniformat if and zone, I believe both will go right.
Yeah.
No, uniformat you are entering, right? Take,
Uh, yeah. I mean, so like if I were to do a takeoff right now, let me
Mhm.
insert one. You know,
Yeah, let's say,
I
yeah, that's
say
a good
so
idea.
in zone 101, I need to get the first floor square footage. So I'm just gonna make this up, be 1010, and I'm gonna say first floor. I already did it, but I'm gonna do it again. First floor gross area.
No, just a second. So you enter 101 because it is in zones, right? Can you go to zones tab in Excel?
Yep.
Maybe I may be repetitive, but it will clarify
Yep.
everything. So you pick 101 from here, but you could have picked 102D also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could have
so
picked any of these.
any of this, right? You pick that and now go to takeoff.
Yep. So I would, if that were a drop down, that would be a drop down link
Yes, yeah.
to here.
Yes, yeah. Only whatever you created zone should be allowed to pick up. You cannot enter 103 there.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So this is keyed to this list.
List, yes.
And
Now,
then this list is keyed to this list, scope
right.
list.
Scope list. Yeah, that's what. So only whatever identify for this facilities will be. And let's say in earlier example we talk about there are 10 buildings for that portfolio, right?
Yep, the
And
other one.
yeah, other one. And when you identify this uniformat, it is applicable to one building, or you will be identified for entire facilities, right? And for
All build, yeah.
all 10 buildings.
Yes. Yeah, so whatever this scope is, whatever we identify the codes we want to and the elements for this project, it's for all the buildings.
All the buildings. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's good. So now if you go to takeoff again,
Yep, I go to the other takeoffs.
yeah. So now whatever it will be kind of drop down list from the scope list. So now for 101, you can select any from that list, right? There is no connection. Again, if you select 101, then only this 4 item from uniformat should come. Can we make it smaller?
Oh, I see what you mean. So, yeah, so I understand now. Okay, so if I have a shell
Right.
zone, like I
Yes.
was
Yeah.
talking about, which the shell is only the exterior stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Then I can shorten this list to just be the exterior codes.
Okay. Yeah. So this is what. Okay. So we can do that.
Yeah, so that list becomes then if this were a pull down, this takeoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So if I pick zone 101, that means
Yeah.
it's only the shell zone, and
Yes.
then I'm limited only to the shell codes.
Okay. So how we can get that connection relations? That this uniformat is just for shell. Maybe we have to look into elements.
Yeah, so there's a handful of code. It's basically these right here, the B1010 to B3010.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only codes that you would use for
For
shell.
shell. Okay. Yeah. So will you be able to provide that connections or lists which can tell us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So maybe I can clarify. I mean, I'm going to write this to see if it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Create standardized zones, shell, interior, plumbing,
Mm-hmm.
not plumbing, sorry, shell, interior, roof, like that, and specify the uniformat codes for each
Yeah.
of these
So-
standardized zones.
So Neil, like we have those classes, right? Around 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
So each class will have like some standard zones already, right? That's what
Yeah.
we are looking for.
Yeah.
Right now here, right? Okay.
Mhm.
But there could be, once in a while, there could be a zone which is not so standard, and maybe we have to set that up manually just for this project.
Yeah, there could be a zone that's not, it's just it could be the whole building. You know what I mean? So like, you ever see a building that's like, it's like an original building, and then there's an addition, like a new addition on it.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, that's two zones. You have the old part, and then you have the new part, and you you could just make a one big zone for like the old part or something like that, and then in which case you can use any code.
Okay.
So when I think the maybe the first order is you have to first establish your buildings list. How many
Right.
how many buildings we're looking at, right?
Correct. Yes.
And then within those step 2, can we subdivide any of those buildings into zones? And
Yes.
what kind of a zone is it?
Yes.
So it's like I'm adding here zone type, right?
Right.
And this
Yeah.
this is a shell type. This is a below grade. Below grade, and these are just interiors, interior.
Yeah. See, this a good
And this
suggestion.
is
Yep.
a roof type.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then so for each zone type, so I'm going to make a new tab here.
We can define the scope.
Define the codes.
Codes. Yeah.
The codes that you can use for those zones.
Uniformat. Yeah.
Yeah. So you need that's another, they call them entities, right? Instead of tables.
Yeah. In CDS. Yes.
So you would make a zone type entity.
Yes. Yeah. So these are all be a master like in
That's
SQL Word.
That's another master table. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Are these the kinds of things you're capturing right now, like trying to identify what entities you need to make?
Yes, yeah. So the out of this, everything we we will come up with all the entities what we will need, and what would be the relation between different entities.
Okay, perfect.
So you already noted in your task, right? So you will be providing this to us.
So it's like a zone type master table, basically.
Yeah. Perfect.
Standardized cost table. These are perfect, and these are almost. I almost have these, from the access file.
Okay.
I just need to clean those up, and I think I can give it to you.
Okay. Perfect.
Oh, those enum tables.
Yeah, those enum tables.
Okay.
It's almost like this standardized element scope list. I already have that as one of the enum tables, but I just need to review it.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
And so now if we can go back to takeoff again.
Sure. Let me go to this one. Okay.
So now we selected a zone, and we know for this zone what all uniformat should show up. We will select from whatever choice options we get,
Yep.
and then this will automatically come, right? Because we are defining in the zone
Yeah.
name.
So this list, column D, I can make that standardized too if you want.
Okay.
But there will always be some exceptions. So, you know, see here, first floor gross, building gross, window. These are all standard
List.
standard items,
Standard items.
standard quantities that we need. But it gets a little tricky when you, so, you know, see this on zone 101, this shell.
Mm-hmm.
On this one elevation, just on the east side of this building.
Okay, there's a break and store front. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Neil.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Neil's phone died. He mentioned.
Oh, okay, okay. Sure.
Can you call my cell? Okay. My phone died. Can you? Sure. Yep. I'm calling him.
Okay.
Thank you for calling LLB Architects.
Oh, his number is
Then,
2401. और मैं तुम्हें कनेक्ट करता हूँ. 2060. Any?
Sorry about that. My headset died.
Oh, it's no problem. So I am connecting Banu as well.
You know what? Let me see if I can borrow somebody else's phone. Can you hold on for a second?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Neeraj, you hear the static?
Hey, Banu.
Yeah, you hear my static?
Yep.
A lot of static is there from my computer.
Yeah.
If I put it in mute, no static, right?
I'm gonna just switch. I'm gonna switch headsets.
Okay. Sure.
So give me 1 second, and then I can join the conference call.
Okay. No problem. Yeah.
So Neeraj, let me restart my machine, okay? I'm also taking meeting minutes. There is a tool in the Microsoft Teams itself to take meeting minutes.
Okay. Sure.
Maybe I'm going to do this, but it will be a good summary of the whole meeting video.
Okay. Sure.
Right? We can take it right then and there.
Yep.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. All I had to do is I stole somebody else's headset.
Oh, the headset batteries died. Okay, I was thinking how the phone died.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know why my headset doesn't charge very well. Seems like it was on the charger all night, but
Okay.
we have, like the almost like telemarketing headsets here.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Um, all right, where were we? Sorry about that.
Yeah. So in the Excel again.
Yep. So what I was saying is there are some very standard ones like getting all the gross square footage of all the different floors, getting the counts of all the windows by different types,
Okay.
exterior doors, but things get a little tricky with like this instance. So on this east elevation, on this tower, there are three materials here: brick, storefront, and shingle. And so that's not a standard thing, but I have to be able to identify all the various materials on the facades of all the buildings. So that's a manual kind of item.
Okay. Yeah. So, but so it can be from the standard list, or it can be a new item as well, totally new when you do
Yeah.
for any other building.
Yeah, so I think for this column, if you were to do a selector, you can select from a standard list, or you can just
Add a new.
add a manual entry. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Neil, as I understand, this one is more of an art than science, right? Because the domain knowledge is required on what Unicodes to select and then what actual elements to select, right?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
This is more of an art than science, right? Somebody who has the domain knowledge can only select what goes in there.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. So, so if we pick exterior windows, the only option you should have is like window,
Okay.
Or you can,
Right.
we can select like wood window. I don't, I separated this column out, but I think it should be, B2020 item is window. What kind of window is it? And then whatever quantity takeoff information we need about that.
Okay.
So exterior doors, there are a couple of exterior doors. There's just a standard exterior door, but then there's like maybe a, like a automatic door.
Okay.
Or like a revolving door. Those are some standard items that we can put in a list like that. But it doesn't have to be, we don't have to really standardize this to exhaustion. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. Because always there is something new.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I can give you the most basic standardized list for this.
Okay. Yeah. That would be good at least.
Yeah. So that would be create a standard takeoff
That's a
items list.
Yeah, so maybe you can first one also we have create standardized takeoff list.
Yeah, that's right. So let me just
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so we know about zone, we selected the name and location, and now so all takeoff lists will be this type, or there will be any variation with takeoff list also?
I can come up with a standard format. Because every time I do these projects, this takes it's just a different form, like but the most critical items is you need the zone. You need a code, because sometimes it's like I said, there's a type A door, type B door, type C door.
So
instead of code, I'm going to call this type.
And from where type is coming?
Well, for this usually, if I go back to this drawing set,
Mm-hmm.
let's see, where can I show you? Okay, yeah, so see, this is a door schedule. This is a door table. And a lot of times they give you the door type code right there.
Okay. Okay, so it will be, so you were showing that tool, right? It will come up in that tool Excel also when you export it?
Yeah, yeah. The door type is also available from the model.
From the model, okay.
Yeah. So I can let me fix this fields here. Type mark. So in this model, they're all numbers, but that's they call it type mark. That's the same type meaning.
Okay. Okay, so there is, so it will be we select the code, sorry, we select the zone, and then somebody will enter that type, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
if it is a manual, then so there is no, it is not coming from any other sheet. It is all based on what uniformat and what is the item we are looking at.
Yes.
Like name and location. Okay.
So really, you're picking this. You're picking the zone. You're picking the uniformat. You're picking the item. I'm gonna change this to just say item.
Yeah, it will be make more sense. Item name location.
And then so probably this column should be over here.
Yes, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Like that.
Yeah.
See, so you pick this, you pick this, you pick this, or you manually type this.
Right.
Then you say what if we have more than one type, what type is it? And then you describe some stuff about it and put the numbers in.
Right. And so this columns also, right, will be the, like, maybe you can double check that only this information we need in takeoff. There's no variation to it, because in the app, right, will not have flexibility once we define this. Like,
That's
let's
right.
say we.
Yeah, oh no, keep going.
So once we define the structure of it, right, maybe it would be a good idea if we can go back to maybe sample of 10 different assessment we did, and that these are the only columns we need. Like, we need zone, we need uniformat, we need item, we need type, material, and that's area, quantity, length, width, and height. There's no other information we need in takeoff.
I will check that.
Okay.
Yeah, I will confirm that.
Yeah.
So let me.
Yeah, you can put it in.
Other quantitative, and quantitative or just data columns.
Yeah, data columns or fields, we can say.
Fields for takeoff. And what I will do is the way I will check that is based on the exports I do from Revit, essentially, because that's ultimately that's where we want to go, is make sure to be able to. We want to do more automatic exporting from Revit rather than the manual entry.
So what is easy for, like, because I believe it's easy via Revit for sure, but you have to do a lot of work to put it in Revit, or
you mean to make these models?
Yes, yeah.
Well, this is done. So it's all different, This one, we had some we had some 1960s floor plans,
Okay.
and you know, it's an actual task. Somebody in our office, you know, will make this model. A lot of times we outsource this too. You know, like we'll send 2D drawings overseas, and they'll
Okay.
make the 3D models for us. You know.
Oh, okay.
And all of this stuff is, you know, this is all a template. So all of these schedules, you know, the door schedule, the roof schedule, room schedule, these are pre-programmed views, table views
Mm-hmm.
that we, you know, that are embedded in this template. And so once this model is complete, this is automatically populated, you know.
Okay.
And it's all smart too. So if I go here and I change vestibule and I change the name to, you know, vestibules, and I go to the floor plan, first floor plan, you can see it already changed the name here automatically.
Mm. Wow.
It's very smart.
Wow. Okay.
So this is called parametric. I don't know. Have you heard of parametric modeling?
No.
Basically, you know, everything has a parameters on it. So if I go, sorry, let's do this one. So if I click this room, cafeteria,
Mm-hmm.
these are all the properties here, all the parameters that I can put in for this
Okay.
room. Room number 122, it's a cafeteria, it's a food facility use, and this is the name of the building. And I can make my own parameters. I can add more fields here. Fields and parameters, the same word.
Okay.
And any of these fields, then you can show it here as a graphic, or you can show it as a table.
Table. Wow. Okay.
It's all dynamic, essentially, you know.
Uh-huh.
It's a really smart program.
Yeah.
And there's a
Yeah.
lot of ways to connect to, so you can make a database link, and so you can extract all of this data and put it right in SQL or
Okay.
ODBC, or you can export. I just showed you how to export to Excel. So there's a lot of ways to move data back and forth between these models.
And it can connect like Power BI can connect to this.
There's a way. There is a way
Okay.
to do it. I haven't done it myself, but
Because that if that can do, then and you can see all different kind of reporting.
yeah,
Right? Yeah.
exactly. So that's for another time, but
Yeah. So yep.
but for now, if we can find a way just to, you know, come up with some standardized table views
Yes.
like this,
Mm-hmm.
and export it to Excel,
Right.
that
And when you export to Excel, right, you can select the multiple items, right, for entire building together and export it.
yep.
And like if we are working on the earlier Excel, right, where there are 8 buildings within one portfolio, right,
Mm-hmm.
you can do it for 8 building and export it here.
Yeah, but usually it's one model per file.
Okay.
We usually don't model all of the buildings in one. It's usually
Okay.
one per. So
So in the if in portfolio there are 8 buildings, you will do building number 1, export it, building number 2, export it. But for one building, you can do all together, right? All the like roofs, plumbing,
oh, I see.
windows.
No, so let me show you. Let me show you another file.
Because I'm just thinking with the how we want to import it in Power BI, right? If we want to look into this Excel.
Mm-hmm. Let me look at Ford Hall. That's a good one.
And can you provide the export also from Revit?
You the Excel exports?
Yes, from Revit, like
Yeah.
what you will get it. Yeah.
So I'll show you right now, and then I can send.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. So here's another building. See, this is a big classroom building. So this, you're asking me how big or small, if you want to look. And these are all see the
Wow.
number of rooms, and this is all modeled in 3D, and everything has properties. Where is it? How tall is it? The new room number, name, the department. This is a school building, so this is a biological science building. We even coded the finishes in here. It's a teaching lab, and then that's the building code, and that whole thing, all of it is in this schedule here. It's all shown like in schedule view too, like this, and you can export this as Excel.
Okay.
Or I can put this in Microsoft. And what I did here is, because this was such a large project, I used Access. And so this became a room table in Access. So the thing you have to, so I have to export a number of different schedules. And so you have to do this multiple times. So I have to export the.
I cannot do it to one for all entire building, right?
No, it has to be per element. So you have to do the doors. So that's this one. Then I have to do the gross area. This is just the floor area. Then the roofing schedule. This is all the different roofs up there. This is the rooms, the exterior walls, and the windows. So I have to do 1, 2. Well, I actually just do all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 exports per building.
But each export is different than other. Like if you export door, will it be different than wall? Like the columns?
Yeah, the properties, the columns are different. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think when I give you the standard takeoff field list, it's gonna be a combination of all of the columns from all of these. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, we would like to see to understand, because if we are uploading, because we when we upload it, right, we want to make it a simple process. Okay, this is a Excel. No matter what Excel we upload, it should upload in a one way only.
Yeah. I think you might, the other strategy, so because this was an Excel, I was able to put everything in one table, but I wonder if there should be separate takeoff entities for each kind of common element. You know what I mean? So you have a door takeoffs entity, window takeoffs entity, gross square foot takeoff entity. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, got it. Okay.
Because the fields they're different.
But so just like zone types, takeoff types.
Yeah,
right?
Takeoff types.
Okay, but right now in Excel, right, somehow you are able to standardize and put everything in one.
Yeah, it's kind of all massed in there.
Yeah.
So either. What do you think is a better approach?
I think
I could have made 6 different tables from this one table.
Oh, yeah, okay. Because somehow I like an idea of one compared to multiple takeoffs. Somehow if we can design a way so that it will be simplifying, because let's say tomorrow if you have some new item comes in, right, then if we create a separate takeoff for each, right, then you will have a problem that, okay, this something new like came up, let's say some new kind of structure came up or some new technology came up of designing different kind of windows or something,
Yeah.
then we will have a problem of creating one more new takeoff in the system. But
I
if
see.
we generalize in one way, then no matter what comes in the future,
You can put it in the one takeoff table. Yeah.
one takeoff table. That
Yeah.
advantage we will have if we have one takeoff.
Okay.
So
So I think I can design this. So I think if we add a few more fields up here,
yes, yeah.
then I can capture all the fields that are in all of these other ones.
Other ones, yeah.
See, like this, the doors. I have a column here for function, interior, exterior. That's not here. But if I did that, if I added a column here for called function, now I can capture interior and exterior where it's a where it makes sense, you know.
Right.
So I would do that, and then this is just door. That makes this more generic, like that.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'll do is I'll go through all of these Revit tables that I usually export and make sure that there's a column, you know, from each of, like, if there's any special column here.
Yeah, which
make
we need to capture.
Capture in the generic single takeoffs table.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think what you're saying too is that, you know, if for some reason we need to start capturing some other kind of takeoff information, then you're really just adding one field in this one table instead of having to add a different field in all these other tables.
Yeah, and then if we create a new table, then it will be a problem in linking with future, like assessment and all also, right? There it will be a big change on the application. But if we have one thing, then it will be easy to manage with the maintenance. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hear you. Okay, I can do that.
And so that's good. I think let me see if something else I have in my list. I guess we covered good amount of things with takeoff.
Okay.
So probably we'll go through it. Yeah, you are going to provide all the information, and also if you can provide this sheet as well, if
yeah,
possible.
I can send you this file.
Yeah, because today we looked into it, right? So if you have to go back, then we can see this as well. So I think we are good for today. Maybe we can continue tomorrow because we have enough to go back and look into it and work upon. So I will cancel our probably 4 to 5 for today.
Okay, that's great because I certainly have some more other work to do here. So
yes, and we can continue tomorrow.
Okay, and tomorrow let's just confirm we have
3 to 5.
3 to 5 o'clock. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I think we are having a good understanding about the app, and probably we'll come up with a very good design of it.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So I mean, so far it's not scary, right? You think we're still like within reason? This is not an extra complicated.
No, I don't think so. So I think most important thing with this app probably I would say is designing it, right? Understanding the whole business logic and coming up with the good design, and so that it will be easy to manage and very easily we can build upon it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it
also
makes,
all the explanation that the way you're explaining, right? You're making it easy for us. Otherwise, this is a complex one, right? Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
that's great. I appreciate it. And like I said, I think the logic is there. It's just I
Right.
want to make it more streamline it, you know.
True.
I wish I had my better like coding experience because I would love to do this myself, but like I'm going to be learning a lot from you when I see what you're building, you know. I
Right,
like to
right.
Uh-huh.
see what's under the hood.
I've
Right,
seen
yeah.
your Power App. You already know a lot more than you think you know.
Yeah.
Right. So that's good. So I also took some meeting minutes. There is a tool in the Microsoft Teams. I only noticed it today.
Yep.
My notes are much more elaborative than yours. Just it's kind of a recap of the whole video in a way.
Okay.
I will also just send that out, but it just maybe not as precise as you wrote. It will be much more things in there.
That's fine. Yeah.
Right?
It'd be
Cool.
good to see that.
Yeah.
All right, very good. Well, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to our next meeting.
Uh,
How long do you when do you need these materials by?
yeah, like whenever you can, like there is no rush. We don't need right away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I can try to get started on it this week, but it might take a little, at least maybe a week to think it the whole thing through. So
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's not a problem.
okay.
Okay.
All right, sounds
Sure.
good. We'll look forward to tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay then. Thank
Thank
All
you.
right. Yep.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.